Hey everybody, Brittany with HeatSpring here to talk to you about the NABCEP PV System Inspector exam. This one is really the easiest NABCEP exam to qualify for. And just because it's the easiest exam to qualify for doesn't necessarily mean at all that you're going to find the exam easy. All I'm trying to say is there's fewer requirements to be able to sit for this exam. So let's first talk a little bit more about what the PV System Inspector exam is for. This certification recognizes the experience and the skill required to be able to inspect residential and commercial PV solar systems. This board certification is for those who are highly knowledgeable of PV systems, applicable codes and ordinances, and assessing the safety and operation of PV systems. These folks are often providing inspections for AHJs, which is authorities having jurisdiction, utilities, for state incentive programs, or even sometimes for financing companies as well. Let's dive into the specific. What does it take to be eligible to sit for the NABCEP PV System Inspector exam? The answer? Nothing. This is the one board certification that has no prerequisite requirements. No OSHA, no advanced training hours required, although it is recommended, and no experience needed. You could literally hit pause on this video, go over to nabcep.org and start your application right now. And so how this is positioned, in my mind, by NABCEP is they want to make this as easy as possible for system inspectors to be able to get this certification if they want it. So almost all the time, city inspectors or all these different sorts of inspectors, PV is just one aspect of all the different types of things they're inspecting. Oftentimes, they're doing much more technical electrical inspections or even things beyond electricity in general. So NABCEP wanted to make it as easy as possible for these folks to be able to add this certification into their repertoire and to be able to feel that they have a really good mastery over solar inspection, but without adding too many obstacles or hurdles as they would for somebody who is primarily working in the solar industry. So what's covered on the PV System Inspector exam? Like all NABCEP professional certifications and the PDA credential, it's written and put together by subject matter experts who volunteer their time to put it all together, along with some testing specialists. They've created a PV System Inspector job task analysis. The job task analysis is comprised of 15 different tasks that are organized into 4 overarching domains. And those domains are inspecting electrical components and systems, inspecting energy storage components and systems, inspecting mechanical or structural components and systems, and finally, documentation for system inspection. So remember, any NABCEP exam, reviewing that job task analysis is a really important part of studying for the exam. It's just to make sure you understand the scope of all the sorts of things that you might get tested on, not only to pass the exam, but in this instance, to be a good inspector as well. So how much does it cost to take the PV System Inspector exam? Great news, it's a lot cheaper than any of the other professional certifications. There is no application fee, which is unlike a lot of the other exams, which require a $125 application fee. This one is $0. And when it comes to the testing fee, it's just $150, as opposed to the typical $375. So all in all, the system inspector exam costs $150 to take it. In the event you don't pass it the first time, you just have to pay another $150 to be able to sit again for the exam. So this exam can be taken via live remote proctoring, and that just means you can take this exam anywhere as long as you have a microphone and a webcam so that you can be monitored while you're taking the exam. The exam itself is a 2-hour exam with 45 multiple choice questions. Of those 45 questions, 40 are scored and 5 are pilot questions, which are just test questions. All in all, you have to get a scaled score of 65 to pass and be considered a certified PV system inspector. So like all NABCEP certifications, it does need to be renewed every 3 years. Unlike the other certifications, it also is a much cheaper recertification fee for this one at just $150. And you only need 8 CEU hours, all about the National Electrical Code, or the NAC. So it's a little bit cheaper to renew, and you need a lot less hours to do your recertification. So I mentioned earlier that there is no required coursework to take this certification or to be eligible. And that is totally true. But if you are looking for coursework to help you prepare and get really familiar with the National Electric Code, especially as it relates to PV systems and energy storage systems, as well as other building and fire codes, highly recommend checking out HeatSpring's prep course. I have it linked below. If you have any questions at all about this certification, the requirements, coursework, anything, reach out to us at nabcep@heatspring.com. We're happy to answer your questions. We do this all the time. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in class.